Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. First of all, by the way, today I'm going to get this out of the way. We need to talk about Peloton. Yes, we need to talk about Peloton. But first of all, I received my first payment from my YouTube channel yesterday, and this was for monies earned in September. Monies earned on the back of you guys watching my videos. £125 I have donated to the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon, which is in the United Kingdom. So I'd like to thank everybody who's watched any one of my videos over the course of September, because you've done a good thing and you've helped me to do a good thing, which is to donate some money to a food bank for people who are in desperate need of support and assistance. So thank you very much. And when I get the next payment from YouTube, which should be in around about the middle of November for October's activity, I shall be making another donation. So please keep watching, and it keeps on raising money. So why do we need to talk about Peloton? Well, I was watching a friend of mine on Facebook yesterday who was commenting on the Peloton advert and making various comments about it. And I thought, well, that's a little bit unfair, because I've been toying with joining the Peloton revolution. So I thought I'd make this video to give you some reasons as to why I think lots of people, the whole world in fact, should be joining the Peloton revolution. And the first thing is, I've bought a loft. A loft? You say you bought a loft? No, nobody buys a loft. You convert your loft. You don't buy a loft. Oh no, you're not up with the kids. A loft is a loft apartment. And what it is, I've found it's in Clerkenwell, right, which is a achingly cool part of London. I had to apply for membership because they don't usually like people of my age to live in Clerkenwell, to mix with the hipsters and the vegans and the people with beards and tattoos. So I filled out an application form, had an interview with 3 hipsters, and they let me in. So what is a loft? Well, a loft apartment is, can you imagine a derelict building? Imagine a derelict building that used to be a factory or a cotton warehouse or a fur warehouse, something like that, in the centre of London. It's rubbish, it's rat infested, it's dirty, the brickwork is all exposed, the timbers are rotting. But when you get up to the top floor, right, and you can see up to the sky because the roof is all falling in, that is a loft apartment. And it's just like one of those places that you get in Chicago or New York, which is really, really cool. And when I put in my offer for the loft apartment, and I had my interview with the 3 hipsters, they said, you realise you've got to get Peloton, don't you? And I was like, well, what's Peloton? And they said, it's an exercise bike. I said, where have you been all this time? And I said, an exercise bike? And they said, yes, if you have a loft apartment with the damaged roof and the exposed brickwork and the stainless steel and the blood stains still on the floor and the rat droppings, you've got to have the Peloton exercise bike. So that was the first reason that made me think I need to get down there with the kids. Second reason is, I don't want to be, I am one of the beautiful people. Now, you might be looking at this video and thinking, oh, your dreams, pal. But the beautiful people, you see, you think, and I used to think this as well, I thought the beautiful people were over there. You know, they were in Marbella, or they were in, what's that place in Sardinia, Costa Smeralda. You thought that's where the beautiful people hang out, Antibes, yeah? Or the Caribbean, Mustique. You thought that's where the beautiful people are. No. And this is one of the great revelations. We are the beautiful people. All of us. It's not the film stars who filmed on hard times. It's not the models who can't get any work. You and me, guys, every one of us, we are the beautiful people. And as we are the beautiful people, and as I not aspire, I am in the beautiful people club, I have to get a Peloton exercise bike. Which kind of brings me on to the third reason. You will have heard about FOMO. And you see FOMO, you see graffiti on tenement blocks. And you see Instagram posts with FOMO. And you follow your friend Kim Kardashian and she posts something and it says FOMO. And you think, I got to get FOMO. FOMO, I'm coming for you, FOMO. FOMO, let's be having you. And you don't know what it is. FOMO is the fear of missing out. None of us, even the beautiful people, even those of us who've bought a loft apartment in Clerkenwell, we don't want to be missing out. We want to be one with the in crowd, as Brian Ferry says. We want to be part of something. And when you are in the Peloton family, you're in the Peloton club, you're like a Mormon with 100,000 wives, right? And Peloton is the chief Mormon. And we are, all of us, with our Peloton bikes, we are one of those wives. And we are contributing to that family. We're making it a happy place in the eyes of the Lord and everyone else. So don't worry about missing out. Join in, right? Join in. Julian says, join in. Forget FOMO, get JI, get joined in. And how do you get joined in? Well, get a Peloton exercise bike. You knew it was that easy. Rishi Sunak. You know who Rishi Sunak is? Many commentators would have you believe that the only person in the Conservative government, our current Conservative government in the United Kingdom, who has emerged with any credit during this particularly difficult time is our very own Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak. And what does Rishi Sunak have that I don't have, apart from a few £1 million, an incredibly rich wife, a job in the cabinet, role as Chancellor of the Exchequer, impossibly thin legs, short black hair? He has a Peloton. Yes. Rishi Sunak didn't get where he is today by marrying a wealthy heiress. He got where he is today because he got a Peloton bike. That's how he got fit. That's how he got slim. That's how he got tall. That's how he emerged with credit out of this whole sorry mess. That is how Rishi Sunak, and you saw it here first, is probably going to be the next Prime Minister of this country if Keir Starmer doesn't get there first. So I want to be the next Rishi Sunak, and therefore I'm getting the Peloton bike. Now, I'm not as wealthy as Rishi Sunak, but I am on the cusp, and my YouTube earnings help here, although I'm giving the vast majority of it to charity. But there is a level, okay, and you can find this level on the internet. You need to do some deep digging. You need to follow the appropriate influencers on Instagram and the other Snapchatters, social media. But you reach a line, and you've got to travel a long way to find this line, and you've got to fight your way through jungles, and you've got to battle wild animals and vegans. But if you get there, you reach that territory that we call the place of more money than sense. And I'm at the border. Okay, I'm at the border. I'm at the gate. There's a big fence, like a Mexican fence. There's a lot of big guys with tattoos and guns that are blocking the way. But I'm rapping on the door, right? I'm rapping on the door, and they say, "You ain't coming in, dude." And I said, "Please let me in." And they say, "Why should we let you in, dude?" And I say, "I'm at the border. I'm almost at the point where I have more money than sense. And because I have more money than sense, I can see just over there on that sunlit uplands, I can see it. Just where the road starts to rise and goes through the cornfields, I can see a sea of Peloton bikes. And one of them has got my name on it. It says, "This is Julian's." And you too can get to that border. You need to save a bit, but you get to that border, you look through into that sunlit upland, into that blue sky where the sun is always shining, where everybody is eternally young, where everybody has a tattoo and biceps and quadriceps and what are those things called? A six-pack in their glutes. Yes, even my glutes have got a six-pack. And I've reached the land of more money than sense, and so I'm entitled. Yes, folks, I'm entitled to a Peloton bike. And because I'm at that point, I'm at that age, I've still got my looks, I've still got the remains of what is a fairly decent body. I'm still relatively amusing. I can still pick up a check, or pick up the bill, as we here in the United Kingdom call it, when I go to a restaurant. I think it's time I had a mistress. You might think, in your dreams, Julian, and yes, in my dreams. But if I had a mistress, my mistress would have her own loft apartment. She would have her own Peloton bike. She would have her own coterie of impossibly beautiful friends. And we would sit on our bikes together. We would ride our Peloton bikes together. We would have our separate screens. And we would sit together as the evenings drew in. And the Peloton leader would shout at us, "Go, Julian!" He would say, "Go, mistress," because he wouldn't necessarily know my mistress's name. "Put more effort into it, and pump harder, and turn those pedals, and shake those arms, and raise those weights while you go up and down, because the spin bike is behind us, and we're now on our Peloton bikes." And you might say, "What? Hang on a minute, that's a bit sexist, Julian, you talking about having a mistress." Well, I used to work with a lady of a certain age, and we were close. We got on very well, and we used to talk about her boyfriends, and she always used to talk about going to Toy Boy Warehouse to get a new boyfriend. And I never knew if she was joking or whether there actually was a place called Toy Boy Warehouse. I never Googled it. I never looked for it. I was frightened of never finding it. But now I'm at an age where I could be thought of as a toy boy by some people. Then, as a toy boy, I need a Peloton bike because I need the abs, I need the glutes, I need is it hamstrings? I never know the names of all the muscle groups. But I have all of those things. I have more money than sense. I have my loft apartment. And I have a mistress. And my mistress has a toy boy. And together we ride off into the sunset on our Peloton bikes. Now, I'm not a cyclist. I used to be a cyclist. I used to think I was a cyclist. I would get a bike. I'd get out on the open road. I'd buy a gravel bike. And I'd search for a gravel route in southern England. There aren't any. And I'd go to the ends of the earth, and I'd search for Lake Me in my gravel bike outfit, my gravel bike shoes, my gravel bike haircut, and my gravel bike tattoos. Because I was a cyclist, but I'm not a cyclist. Cyclists go on Zwift. Cyclists go on dirty, wet roads. Cyclists are passed and honked at by BMWs. I'm not a cyclist. I'm a Peloton. And a Peloton Pelofan. A Pelofan, do you know what a Pelofan is? A Pelofan is a fan of the Peloton. So I've put in my order. I've been down to the shop in the East End of London. I've looked at the kit. I've ordered half a dozen Peloton tops, half a dozen pairs of Peloton shorts, half a dozen pairs of Peloton socks. I've ordered some Peloton towels and some Peloton tan. I've ordered a sweatband to go around my head, sweatbands to go around my wrist, sweatbands to go on my ankles. I've got the music. What is it? Now that's what I call Peloton music. 250 banging hip-hop disco tunes that are going to see me through until the sun shines again and we have blue skies and it's springtime and I can get off my Peloton bike and me and my mistress can walk hand in hand along the beaches through the hot sand together, because we are part of the Peloton world. Why don't you join me? See you on the bike. Thanks for watching. See you next time.